Welcome to Java Inc. This is not Earth.
Just cue it, please.
This is Manioc. No.
This is not Manioc.
This is what they call East Falls.
Are we on?
That's what happened in the rap world. The East fell. No.
East Coast, West Coast,
down south, bro. East Falls.
Are we on? Mr. Sean Murray, as production assistant extraordinaire. We are cued and you can't see my monitor. This has been a test. You know what? We are going to invent a program where you can throw virtual run for it.
You want to make a program that all the Supreem is on the show.
No. You know, especially the Rezarekta and Supreem, the Rezarekta fans must really want to hurt me. You must really want to hurt me. The first show you guys ever did, what happened?
I don't know. It didn't happen.
There was no video, only audio. For the only time in our history. Just audio. We couldn't get a picture. But guess what? How long were we on air? About 4 hours that night?
4 hours.
You had like hundreds of listeners.
Yeah, we was rocking.
That was an awesome show, by the way.
Because I'm the Rezarekta. I bring dead things to life.
He is the life.
I'm part of your planet.
Okay, folks. It's Athena. A 191 live show. And like I said, we are going to have a program available where you can throw rotten tomatoes at me at will. We attempted to do something fancy and we failed. Technical problems, I'm so sorry. You take it from me, I'm going to kill him. Okay, I'm here with the beautiful Olivia Falcione. This clown over here, Supreem the Rezarekta. Where the A came from, I don't know.
I'm Supreem, aka the Rezarekta.
What happened to where did the Rezarekta come from? Where did that extra A come from?
Well, basically, I was with the band, the Rezarekta, for 6 years. I ain't letting all that
Are you
go to waste.
Latino? I mean,
So I'm trying to build off of that fame that we did with the Rezarekta. And I used to be Supreem the Regulator, so now I'm Supreem the Rezarekta.
Yes, I remember the Regulator. Hey, and I'm just
I'm a part of the group of Regulators.
It was probably my fault because I probably misspelled something on a flyer somewhere and ended up being the Rezarekta.
No, the Rezarekta, that's just the hip-hop version of the Rezarekta.
Regulators!
Yeah, so I just wanted to play off of the Rezarekta. That's all.
You know, it works because there is nothing more live on the planet than the Rezarekta. Except for Supreem.
Because if I'm a part of this situation, the whole thing comes alive.
Okay, now, I don't want to ignore. Now, we can make the intro like we normally do, but we have a very special. Wait, Olivia Falcione, you've been working with Supreem in his solo project, kind of almost as a duet, but you've also brought in Xzotic, DJ Xzotic. You guys are kind of a quartet of two separate acts, correct? We've got Team Spaz and Supreem the Rezarekta. Oh!
Team Spaz!
And my buddy. And you are, okay, first of all, whenever somebody meets you, the first thing they say to you is, honestly. What do they say to you?
Hello.
Hello. You are beautiful.
Thank you.
She's stunning, and her voice, everything, superstar. But you know what? She's as nice as she is beautiful and talented, and that is what's going to make her a superstar someday. Olivia, I mean, Xzotic doesn't just show interest in just anybody. He is literally I like to call him the, what do you call it? Travis Barker of Philadelphia. By the way, Chuck, I dubbed you that too. He's with the Lemonheads on tour. The Lemonheads!
Yeah.
That's big.
Yeah.
That's big. Are you back in Japan?
No, he's in the States.
No, he's in the
cross country.
He's in the States.
He's in the States. Well, he's been all over the world anyway. Yeah. He is the Travis Barker of Philadelphia. He's kind of had his hands in so many different projects, but he has chosen to focus on one project more than anything right now, and that is you and your Team Spaz. Can you tell me about Team Spaz?
Yeah, so Chuck and I met last year actually at an event at Dobbs. And so basically I started writing, and Chuck, like you said, is a musical genius basically, musician, he's great, he's worked with a lot of people in Philly. And we started working together, and I wrote all the songs, and then Chuck did all the instrumentals and produced everything. And then we finished the album by November. We met in May, and basically became the name Team Spaz for our production team name. So,
wait a minute. He met you at Dobbs. Were you performing, or were you just hanging out?
We were performing together. We were performing with another hip hop artist. His name is DDB. And I was singing with him, and Chuck was playing drums, and so...
And Chuck stole you.
Yes.
Yeah, so, he stole you from him.
No, he didn't.
so much out there. Let me see
No, he didn't steal me. But we
Get your
just
ass out the
were
way.
friends
Let me
and we
see the
started
girl
working
sing.
together.
And what's it like working with the legendary David Ivory, your producer? I mean,
He was great, yeah. Well, actually, we didn't work with Dave for my album, but we've been working with him on Supreme, so it's been amazing. You learn so much when you're with him, and he's like, you know, he has so much experience.
he didn't do Chuck's, he didn't produce.
He didn't, no, Chuck produced
Chuck did it
everything.
himself.
Yeah,
Of
so.
course he did. He's like the honey badger of Philadelphia. The honey badger of whatever, hip hop and punk rock. Hello, skater punk, McRad.
McRad,
My
yeah.
lord, he's jack of all trades, and he's a master of all of them. It's
Yeah, he
amazing.
really is.
He
So.
really is. Now, I wanted to ask you, like, what is coming up next? You've got Team Spaz, you have a little EP out, and do you have any plans on expanding that further? Let's say, you know, going on a tour, or are you signing up? I know he doesn't need a label representation; he is representation. But what is in the future for Team Spaz, and do you plan on keeping that name? What is the next step?
Basically, we go by Team Spaz just as like our production team name in the studio, but I go by Liv, and then obviously he's
Liv?
Trees. Yeah.
Live.
So I just go by Liv.
Just live.
Yeah. But you can check us out on teamspaz.com, and it's with 3 Z's, so it's Team Spaz with 3 Z's. So it's me and Chuck Treese, but basically we just finished the album, and Chuck's on tour right now with the Lemonheads. So for now, we're just kind of waiting for him to come back, and eventually be on the tour and start getting the album out to people. So.
Okay, now I know that you are either keeping her busy because he doesn't want anybody else to steal her, or you are just enjoying this time that you have Olivia to yourself, and maybe you want to steal her away from Chuck. But either way, the four of you guys have been performing together now as almost a quartet. I mean, it's always like wherever you play a major venue, you have the four of you on the bill. And if you ever noticed, I stopped taking Chuck off the flyers because I'd be at the same show. At one of our shows, I wonder why. But regardless, now I know you guys are good personal friends. You know each other forever. But I know Supreme, you love working with Chuck because you talk about him. You're like, oh Chucky, yeah, funky Chucky. I mean, his name is even in your songs, and you haven't done that one yet, have you? That's get funky tonight. Probably with no sounds. We might have to redo it.
Yeah, that was the one y'all seen me like this.
Why'd you get funky? There's one reason.
Yeah, I was kidding, man. I was killing it.
Anyway, you love working with Chuck Treese. I know you love working with David Ivory. You've been working with him for a long time. Tell me about this. Okay, this character back here, DJ Xzotic.
Yeah.
Okay, where are you from?
Philly.
Philly?
Philadelphia.
What's on that microphone?
Yeah.
And you started working with Olivia through this cat right here. Okay. So we start out with like maybe Chuck. Like, this all started with Dobbs. You know what? Dobbs does get some kudos then for fucking, right? Of course they do. Shout out to Heshy, shout out to Vince Bolts. Now, what is it you like the most about working with this Supreem to Rezarekta?
Creativity, originality, just constant ideas and thoughts.
How long have you known him?
We can't.
Longer than I've known him.
We go way back.
Yo, we go back.
Yo.
We go back before music was in, hip hop was even cool. We was playing Star Wars men together and riding bikes. I mean, we childhood friends. I know this dude for years, like as a kid. So we was kids coming up together. We saw Beach Street Breaking and Crush Groove at the same time. And then after that, that's when DJ Xzotic D, who always had his name. I was 3-4 other people before I became Supreme. And you know, I'm like the reinventor. That's the next name is Supreme the Reinventor.
That or Reanimator. What? Hey, I came to watch those movies. Now we do have a funny story that we've never really told. Okay. How long I've known you?
Oh, wow.
Bizarro, okay? Okay, we had almost like a rebirth, okay? We met and grew up.
I was in a group called The Regulators, and we worked at an old folk home. Yeah, he was in the group too. He was the DJ in the
Were
group.
you with the radio?
I don't know, I think he was there. Well, I don't remember you. But anyway, these old folks, they was like, you know, they hired this piano player.
God.
Every month, they would give this dude like $400 to come and play the piano or something. You know, give a little concert.
And
they was interested in what me and my partner did. So they was like, we want to book your rap group. I said, well, y'all pay me $400.
That is not.
Y'all gonna have to pay me $400.
Okay, when I was in
So next thing they said, they're gonna go back to the office and they're gonna talk and see if they can give us this money. Because they was like, well, I said, because it's a business.
Okay, that's not how it happened.
And next thing I know, she took over the story.
When
I did the show and got paid.
When I was in graduate school, this is about 17 years ago, 15 years ago. Okay, we're dating ourselves. I worked as a recreational therapist at a nursing home, booking all the ukulele players and doing the little wheelchair exercise and all kinds of stuff. And that's what my degree was in. And one day in my office, this guy knocks on the door. I never met. He said, "Can we play?" I looked at him. He said, "Is it rap group?" I said, "For the old folks." Yeah, please. He begged me. No, it wasn't you. It was
some other guy. It wasn't me. It was somebody else. I wanted my brain.
Guy worked in the kitchen. Okay. And I thought, you know what?
My partner.
What the hell? Let's try it. So we got them into not just the small room, but the giant auditorium. Everybody, the living community, extended living, nursing, wheelchairs, everything. And as soon as they went on stage, they started to drop.
I said, put your hands in the air. They were like,
oh, we had to wheel.
One lady, she had seen that. She was in the front. She was like this.
No. We had to wheel. We had people like almost having seizures. Like, get me out of here! Like, doing Alzheimer's, like just.
But we got paid.
But for what it's worth, shout out to Dutch. You know what? The people who lived there, the residents that were not within the mental senile dementia unit where I was from, they stayed. And guess what? It ended up being a conversation between you guys and them, and you explaining hip hop to these old people who had no idea what it was or what it was about, and just had bad image. And they left there schooled.
Yeah, they
left there with a different opinion of hip hop rap. They really learned something that they would have never known or learned before.
Sideways,
They would have never known, and they actually were asking very intelligent questions, and they were really interested in the whole culture. And I think they even asked you to keep going. So it was like, and this great thing, and people were raving about it the next day. Of course, my unit, I'm like this big at that point. But regardless of such. Years later,
they just want to interview me.
15 years later, we're sitting in my kitchen, and he said, "You know what the weirdest gig I ever had was?" And I said, "What?"
The old folks home.
I said, "You know what? The first music group I ever really booked was some rap group in a nursing home."
I was like, "Look at me! I got an afro."
Out came the pictures.
That was wild. That was a good time.
That was really fucked up because I'll tell you what, that's where my parents say, you know what, we knew you should not be in the music industry. When you booked a rap group for a nursing home, we should have known from the beginning. You shouldn't be in music. You're going to fail. This is going to be a disaster. And look what you did.
And now look at us now.
and I already failed half of my
TV show with no sound. There you go.
Yeah, no sound. But guess what?
We're moving on up.
87 videos later. 87 videos I have shot of this character over here and his friends. 87.
Yo, we got nothing but love because she put us on. 87, bro. Wow.
Yep.
You showed us how many views.
That's what I was just doing like that. Like, that doesn't mean you're already good.
YouTube with 87 views.
No, some of them got some views, some of them didn't get any views, whatever. But and this also includes like this Rezarekta Superhuman Powers video. Remember that?
Yeah. What's that?
The Superhuman Skills video of what your powers were. We'll have to play that later. Okay, regardless. We have, again, I'm sorry for the technical difficulties. What is next for Supreem now? Before we do anything else, I need to shout out to Marissa Salazar.
Marissa Salazar.
Marissa!
Guitar player of the Rezarekta.
I was hoping I'd see her tonight. I think everybody's going through a kind of a sticky situation this last weekend. I also want to shout out to Doe, Orlando. Our deepest condolences to you and your family for your loss.
Ryan
City, J.O. his brother. Yeah. The Rezarekta.
We are healed.
Ryan City.
We will be healed.
Orlando, you're a really great dad, and I know this must be a very hard, horrible thing for you, but we are all praying for you and your family. So I just wanted to shout out to Orlando. Anybody else?
Hey, I want to shout out to Chuck Trees.
Chuck Trees?
Out on the road, doing his thing.
You lemon head.
He felt bad. He was like, Supreem, I gotta go on tour. I gotta feed my family. I was like, shit.
Feed your family.
You gotta do what you gotta do, brother.
Yo, you're gonna be...
I left you to go on tour.
He's gonna miss the last punk rock karaoke at Tri-Tone this Friday, which
No, but I want to shout him out. He's gonna be back in March, so you know everything gonna be good. Shout out to Dave Ivory for he in the lab right now.
David Ivory, we have your niece in the room
mixing
today.
all these songs down. I just texted him and told him we had his intern and his niece up. So he said have a good show. And we got the Funk That Project coming up. And it's gonna be an EP with the songs that you may see me lip syncing tonight.
And we have an exclusive video coming out this week.
We can put the words up.
Of you recording it at David Ivory's studio.
Put it here in
This is also the same night that I destroyed his bathroom by mistake. But we don't go into that. We had that.
You know you ain't allowed to Gwyneth Valley no more.
I'm not allowed in his bathroom.
He was like, Exotic,
AKA
Exotic, go check her out.
Secret
Exotic, she's been in there too long, go check her out. Let's see if she
Who's got a shower for the middle of the, it was like a...
He's like, no, I don't know, she might be dead, she might not know.
One-way glass in his bathroom, and on the other side of that wall, like the roots.
I swear to God, we ain't making none of this up, man. I'm telling you.
And it just so happened it fell out of the ceiling, there's plaster on the floor.
They was like, damn, okay.
Yeah, I was
walk up to the car and make sure she
Yeah, and he's like, what are you taking someone in that bathroom, like trying to clean up the plaster on the floor and get the thing stuck up back in the ceiling, and I was so embarrassed.
And shout out to Daz.
David, you probably think I'm such a flake.
Daz on the album, she's the female on Googly Eye, and that's all I got is Daz, Xzotic 3 and Liv, and Chuck produced him. He played everything. He played the guitar, he played the bass, and he played the drums. Woo! I thought we was gonna put a little band together, but he was like, yo, I said, Chuck, I'm gonna make a record. I got a little time on my hand. My band, the Rezarekta, is going through a crisis. And while my guitar player healing, I don't want to be bored. Can I make a record? He was like, yeah, let's go. I was at his house the next day. We put 4 songs down.
And you wrote them all
demo.
within a week.
Yeah, we had them all in a week. We recorded them within 2 weeks. And
it's some of the best I've heard.
Yeah, it's crazy. It was all put together. And Liv was like, he was like, you got some, we can put Liv on a couple of tracks. I was like, yeah. Then every time we did a song, I was like, you think we can get Liv down and put it on you? I didn't want to just use the music. I was like, and she was like, I'm here. She would call when we would get to the studio, but I'm just letting you know that if you need me to come through, just give me a call. I'll be right there. And we'd leave, and then she'd go. She just did something by herself on the record. Nobody's around. So, you know what I mean? Then putting it together, Xzotic D came down to do, he played the cowbell on Queen of the Wild.
I know he played, I know he did.
You know why he played cowbell? Because he forgot his computer.
He played the cowbell for 2 hours. 2 hours.
He DJ that night. So we didn't want him to drive all the way from Southwest, from all the way to Gwyneth Valley for nothing. So we made him play cowbell for an hour.
He's more than a DJ.
He did an awesome job.
He's more than
I thought he was from DC. The boy played Go-Go so good.
The whole thing on video.
Yeah, and we had a good time. So the EP is called Funk That.
Funk That.
No cussing. It's Funk That. Funk. And we got 2 shows coming up. We got 2 major shows. We got a lot of shows coming up, but the 2 major ones is, of course, be at the Great Room, honey, okay? That's March 1st. March 1st at the Great Room up in Mannion. Or you come down Dial April 20th.
Great Street, by the way.
It's the Great Room.
I know Great Street.
Please come.
Please come. You know, Anthony Corrado.
Pretty please. With a little sugar in your coffee. Hey. And yeah, so Legendary Dials, April 20th. And the reason why I put Liv on a lot of my shows, for one, she's singing on every song almost, right? And then the songs that she's not singing on with the other young lady, Bria's singing, she sings, she can sing, you know what I mean?
We like you.
So then what we're saying, what I'm saying is like, she put her album release party, which was packed up in, where was we at? In Buckstown.
I was telling you.
And she had me open up for her. It was love. Like, yo, you want to open up? I was like, yeah, you know, I open up. I come to places of zillion people up in there. I'm like, damn. And we got paid. I was like, I got to put this girl on everything I do. I'm putting them on. We're going to split the money every which way we can. And Xzotic D, right? That's my main man from Baby. It's my DJ from day one. And it's good to be back working with him, you know, because we was in separate bands for a little bit, but now we back together again, just having fun. And Liv and me, we just keeping each other busy. Like if she get a show, she put me on, I get a show, I put her on. That way we work. We work, the people gonna see us. We ain't got the